First play, Mahomes looking to throw it. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
On is the punter long here as he sends this one away. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Fournette. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the 1st down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
Off of play action, it's Watson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week one. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards. A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's swung out. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 30, 10, 5. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week one, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. Defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Another run on second down with Carter. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Mahomes now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his tight end fan. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Mahomes now on first down.
Going right back to Fant.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And some room to work.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes.
He'll swing this out to Mostert.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
On play action, it's Mahomes.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Gano for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Second and 5 now. Mahomes. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. They'll set up a throw. And this is caught by Watkins.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. He finds his man complete. That's Watkins. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Mahomes going to throw.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Mahomes.
Open man is Raymond. He's got it.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throw caught by Raymond.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Raheem Mostert
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Commanders get a bit closer. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On 2nd and inches, Watson.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick 6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And this defense rejuvenated apparently as they drop him behind the line again. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. faking the give. Now Watson. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he takes us up right near the 45-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Mahomes now on 1st down. And one more time, that's Watkins.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
From the gun, a run with Mostert. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
11 yards there, just like last play. They go play fake. Mahomes.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not.
Dietrich Wise running through and dropping him for the sack.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Now back to throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Washington. Robbie Anderson, 42 yards.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And we are tied at 21. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. And this is going to be an Eagles 1st down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And he's going to go out of bounds. Gigantic loss. Kept retreating, steps out. That goes down as a sack and a big loss of yardage. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he'll get this down only to the 18. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even.
Touchdown! Quez Watkins. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Finding space at the 40.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Well, Leonard Fournette, not a guy to shy away from contact. He can lower the boom on you when he gets ahead of steam, and that was a heck of a run right there.
And the catch made by Hopkins.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
And now Watson throws another interception.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. The 20.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
From the end zone is Smith-Marset.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Fournette once more on 2nd down.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. On 1st and 10, Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Watson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Commanders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Going deep here for Watkins. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it.
Touchdown, Washington. Christian Watson.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Commanders are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
From the end zone is Smith-Marset. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
80 yards on the ground for Fournette. It's a first down.
Defensively, with this lead in the 4th quarter, I guess you can allow a run of that magnitude.
You're right about that, but really the focus has got to be don't fall in love with the idea that you're getting big runs now. You're right. They're actually being allowed. They've got to think really hard about getting some chunk plays through the air, too.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Watson dumps it off to Fournette. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. Over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. Well, this was not just the opener.